You shot straight, but you shot late. Hi, let me. This is the Rundown Podcast.
I'm gonna give you the rundown.
And during your investigation, you interviewed at least one individual from the Makeda cookie that identified a person and said he always wears a Bass Pro Shop hat.
I didn't interview. I don't know what interview you're talking about.
Well, do you remember? Would you have reviewed the other interviews in this case? Were you?
Yeah, there was a lot of interviews, but I don't remember somebody being identified. I could be wrong, but I just don't recall that ever happening.
So I'm going to pass you something to refresh your recollection.
Okay.
And okay. And there's a highlighted portion there in the middle. What looks like an interview that was done by Detective, I think, or then Sergeant Dabney. Do you see what I'm referring to?
Yeah.
Okay. So there was at least one person interviewed. I'm not going to state this fellow's name because I don't know.
Burglarizing Walmarts with a Bass Pro hat?
Something, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, but there's a guy out there.
I don't see a reference to a murder or anything about that. But...
Well, I mean, some guy running around in a Bass Pro Shop hat, right? So, popular hat, whether...
Somebody.
Say again?
According to somebody, I guess. I don't remember interviewing that person or even seeing that interview.
But, I mean, no doubt you looked at it. The interview happened. There's a report here of it from Detective Dabney, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
My just got killed at the cookie shop, y'all. I'm talking about they left his ass on the ground. He dead.
Oh, they was in the Mustang?
That was in the white joint. That was in the white BMW. They up, so many shops in the cookie shop, y'all.
Oh, come out South Mill. I want to know who he is, though.
Yeah, I was trying to see who he is, too. They let so many shots out, though.
Oh, did too.
But the right here, man, he was, letting Draco loose.
Oh, he was trying
he was trying to hit some shit, but...
I would have run down the street behind that.
Anybody else in the building?
Look. He's so bugging right now.
Why they handcuffing him, though?
I don't know.
Because he won't leave.
Stay.
You was gone? Yeah, all I heard was doom, 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 doom. And when I looked to the dog, shit, he was letting loose at them, and they was already shot up in there. You got cameras?
Yeah, we got cameras.
So, because they was right here on the lot.
Yeah. Man, they're crazy, man.
They shot him so many goddamn times.
Man, they shot that man up, man. Damn, man. That's crazy, man.
Were y'all inside?
No, we right here.
Did y'all see anything?
I really didn't just hear the shots. That's all I heard.
Can I get you stuff out of that?
Okay.
Hold on, y'all.
Damn, that's crazy, man.
That's dope.
Yeah, they did your dog.
Wow. Showed his top. Oh, no. He just lit up in there.
Y'all need to back up. I'll get to you. Y'all don't come up here. I'll get to y'all.
Oh, yeah, we got it. Yeah.
The white car that pulled up. Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Goddamn.
What he was wearing, y'all know what
I don't know where they had all I saw was the
Say man, hey man, it's OG Jucario. Now back at you with another one. And I had to come slide on the YouTube blog about Makeda's homemade butter cookies and if they played a role in Dolph's demise in any type of way, because a lot of people are still saying in the comments section under these Dolph videos and this young Dolph murder trial that recently ended with Justin Johnson, better yet known as rapper Straight Drop. And immediately after Dolph's death, after being gunned down there at that black business, everybody, you know, started wondering, and inquiring minds wanted to know if this cookie shop, Makeda's homemade butter cookies, had anything to do with young Dolph losing his life. And people began to speculate, you know, sit back and ponder, how could this happen with this young black man, this successful millionaire, multi-millionaire, right? Getting gunned down in his hometown where he was comfortable at. They kept telling us that he was comfortable there and he was known for riding around, you know, going to Makeda's and going to churches and sitting in the parking lot and eating chicken, right? Going down to the Peabody Hotel and getting rooms. And hey, this was Dolph. He was at the post office. His cousin Big C even said he used to see Dolph at the post office all the time, right? So Dolph was known to be out and about in this area of South Memphis where he was from, right? Specifically, Orange Mound. Okay, now check this out. Now, how did Makeda's homemade butter cookies get wrapped up in this Dolph murder? Well, when Dolph went up there and got him some of those cookies that he enjoyed, right? That's when Makeda's manager, she came out and she did a video with Dolph and actually showed Dolph there on the location, getting him some cookies, saying that, you know, he always has to stop by Makeda's every time he comes to Memphis, right? And saying this, that's the ops know. Let his enemies know. CMG, let's just put it out there, as the courts did, right? That Dolph was in town. He was indeed visiting the cookie shop. He's here. Hey, y'all, round up, mount up. You know, regulators, right? Dolph's here. And so check this out. Now it seems like this was always the play in the book of taking Dolph out, right? Because, you know, they always knew Dolph would go to this cookie shop, right? They knew that Dolph would, you know, as said by Cornelius Smith on the stand, we knew Dolph was coming in town for the turkey drive. That's what he always does. And that's when they knew that, you know, it was a green light to go out PRE artist hunting, right? And also CEO Dolph hunting also at the same time. And they happened to catch Dolph coming up airways, right? Turning up into Makeda's to go get some of those cookies. Wow. There were constant discussions over the years as if, you know, the cookie shop could have known. Did they know? Who there knew about what could have possibly happened that day, right? Did they know that Dolph was coming to get those cookies fresh out the oven? Huh? It's very suspicious that, you know, Makeda's homemade butter cookies, they made a post that day on November 17th, 2021. Had a picture of some cookies fresh out the oven. Wow. Guys, now that right there is very, very spooky to me, because that's exactly what those shooters came to do that day. Dolph was there. They came and got him. He was fresh out the oven. Wow, sir.
Again. Say you came to get some what?
That's all I came for, to get some Makeda.
Makeda cookie.
Get the side.
Get the side.
Get the side. Come back around there.
Come back around there.
Yes, these right here.
What you got? Chocolate chip. Them hot.
Straight out the oven.
Just for you. Appreciate you, baby. Be safe.
So that day, when Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson woke up, the word had to be out there that Dolph was in town. It had to be. Because Cornelius even said that they knew Dolph was coming home, back to Memphis, for those turkey drives. And who none other than his cousin, Jay Fizzle, had a turkey drive that same day, right? And Cornelius Smith testified that they were going to Westwood to go try to go catch some of the Paper Route Empire artists over there. And they were going to take them out on the spot, right? Run down on them, drive by on them. Who knows how they would have pulled it off or tried to pull it off. But they had their mind made up that that was one location that they were going to wreak havoc at. But instead, guess what? We see Dolph. Oh, let's bust this U-turn and come back around and slide up in the parking lot up on him, right? And catch him while he's inside this black business. We don't care about their business. Obviously, these shooters didn't. Now, many people believe that the cookie shop played a bigger role in Dolph's death at their establishment. And with the courts questioning one of the detectives that was on the case, as you heard in the clip, he said that Dabney, Detective Dabney, Sergeant Dabney at the time, this interview happened with somebody from Makeda's that made that statement saying that, yeah, he always wears a Bass Pro Shop hat. It's telling us that, you know, this sounds like Luke Evans was insinuating one of the workers, right? Said this about specifically somebody named Straight Drop. Because how would this person say, yeah, he always wears a Bass Pro Shop hat without giving any type of indication of a name? See, Luke Evans said somebody at the Makeda's cookie shop did an interview and identified one of the suspects. Now the detective come back and says, well, I don't recall that. I don't remember. I didn't do the interview, right? But then when Luke Evans gives him the paperwork, you know, and the actual interview that was highlighted on that paper, you can see the detective's face like, oh, yeah, I remember that. Now, with this detective saying that he remembers that interview from that individual saying that they identified a suspect, you know, always wearing this Bass Pro Shop hat, right? By saying that he always wears a Bass Pro Shop hat, that could be interpreted as if, you know, this person who, this detective said, well, yeah, you know, they said that he was, you know, going around burglarizing Walmarts, wearing a Bass Pro Shop hat. But I didn't see anything about a murder, right? So I don't know what that has to do with the Dolph case. That's basically what the detective was saying. But, you know, when Dabney interviewed this person, how do we know this person wasn't saying, yes, I definitely have, you know, information that I believe this who could be wearing this Bass Pro Shop hat that I always know this person to wear. So you can interpret it that way, or you can also interpret it that, you know, this alleged Makeda's witness was saying that they heard of a person burglarizing certain businesses like Walmart, right? And this person, he, you know, who it happens to be, wears a Bass Pro Shop hat. So who was this alleged suspect that was going around burglarizing, right, and robbing these businesses around Memphis wearing a Bass Pro Shop hat at that time in 2021 of November. Because, you know, that's kind of like trying to set a narrative that, you know, whoever did this possibly was this person that's wearing this Bass Pro Shop hat that's been hitting all these businesses. You know, so I kind of got that from that statement as well. Whoever this alleged Makeda's witness is, according to, you know, Luke Evans. It was multiple interviews given by witnesses to the Dolph murder, as you heard lawyer Luke Evans say when he was questioning the detective. And he said that one of those interviews happened to be the one where the witness said, yeah, he always wears a Bass Pro Shop hat, right? And so, you know, with us finding out that Justin Johnson was behind the Bass Pro Shop hat, as the court said, and convicted him of being that shooter. So, you know, was somebody, you know, saying that, yeah, I know this to be straight drop. I know that Bass Pro Shop hat wearing shooter is definitely Justin Johnson, right? And if so, if that's what they were saying and insinuating, who could have that had been from Makeda's that was on the scene to notice that that was straight drop? So, you know, I had to assume and got to assume that, you know, it was a person who worked at Makeda's, like Luke Evans said, that said for sure he always wears a Bass Pro Shop hat, referring to straight drop. But, you know, say man, hey man, hey man, I can't, you know, without a doubt say, you know, this is definitely what was on the paper. But by Luke Evans insinuating and wording the words that he used when questioning the detective about, you know, this alleged witness that Dabney interviewed, right? I don't know if that was identification or, you know, if that was definitely confirmation that this was straight drop, Justin Johnson, that did the shooting. So with Luke Evans, straight drop's lawyer, saying that, I'm not going to say the fella's name, that told us right there that this was a man that gave this statement. So there was only two females there at the time. One of the females was in the back packaging up cookies with one of the males. He's supposed to be the nephew of the owners there, right? And this male who was there, you know, could he had given this information and said that straight drop was always known to wear a Bass Pro Shop hat? Who knows? But at the end of the day, you know, they said that somebody from Makeda's did an interview, right? A fella. And they gave this information. With any other times that Makeda's was brought up, this was more significant than any other, because, you know, it was saying that and indicated that, you know, somebody from the shop, that cookie shop, actually knew one of the suspects, right, when they seen him. And Hernandez Govan was confronted with this question by Stan G in an interview that Govan did with Stan G. And Stan asked Govan if he knew Raven from the cookie shop, from Makeda's, right? And Govan denied knowing Raven and even said that he wouldn't know that lady if she walked up and slapped him. But with evidence of Govan and Jamaica Thick, better yet known as Raven on Facebook, she was friends with Govan, and Govan was friends with her on Facebook. No telling who sent the friend request first, or who had the interest in being each other's friend if they don't know each other, right? Then you had Cornelia Smith, you know, also listed as a friend of Raven, right? The daughter of the cookie shop owners, right? Being friends with one of the alleged shooters and the mastermind. Now, it's very suspicious to me, and it's strange that nobody from CMG went over to Makeda's. You never heard anybody from Gotti's side speak about going to Makeda's. Anybody over there has never said they went to Makeda's and They eat Makeda's cookies or none of that. And these are people that's mainly from Memphis, right? So it tends to make me think, how is, Makeda's not being patronized, right, by CMG? But here you have Dolph, that's known for going here to this black-owned business and, spending his black dollar there. And the side who doesn't allegedly go to Makeda's at all, or even support him, right? They ended up putting out a hit on, Dolph and his paper route artist, only to take him out in that cookie shop where he was doing business with his people in the hood. Now, that's very, very sad, but, that happened to be the reality of that situation. And, yeah, man, I just find it very shocking that, nobody knew what was going to go down that day with Dolph. But somebody had to know. Because as you seen with Straight Drop, he was trying to line everything up perfectly to where he thought he was going to get away with murder. So keep it locked to OG Jucario TV for the latest in rap, hip-hop, celebrity, and urban news. You're watching the Rundown Podcast. I appreciate everybody for spending with me. I appreciate all my subscribers for sliding with your boy every time. And say, man, hey, man, keep hitting that like button, keep hitting that subscribe button, and look, turn on post notification so we can slide whenever I get the drop. You already know what it is, man. It's deeper than Buddha, you hear me? And guess what? I'm gone.